Hello, all you wonderful people out there in the dark. Thank you again so much for checking in. Today is Disney Name Tag Part 2. Shocking but true, Part 2. For those of you who saw Part 1, you know that only a few short weeks ago I started collecting name tags from the Walt Disney Company, essentially. I'm actually now up to about 72 or 75, and my collection continues to grow. The one nice thing is, unlike my typewriter collection, which is I think at 102 or 103, they don't take up near the space, which was exciting because this house isn't that big. But I thought I'd check back in and show you some of the new arrivals. As before, I think they're quite interesting. And we have badges or name tags from, of course, Disneyland / DCA, Walt Disney World. I have some Disney Paris. We actually have a recent edition Disney Tokyo, Disney Store. A couple of other things. Where I've not been successful yet is Shanghai and Hong Kong, but we will keep working hard, and I'm confident with my persistence, I will acquire some in short order. But anyway, let's go take a look. Let me show you what I've got. Okay, so here we are again. So the most recent additions are Ray, you can see there with the American flag. And like Harry, this is Walt Disney World, early mid-70s. Pretty rare, I think, but I was lucky enough to grab another one. Here you'll see this is John. This is celebrating the bicentennial. I mentioned this in the last video, but you'll notice this is Walt Disney World. You can see the Mickey Mouse sort of world logo there in between all the stars. And we're gonna go over here, and here is Vicky, same 75, 76. This is Disneyland, and you can see Sleeping Beauty's castle there in the stars. So Disneyland, 75, 76, and Walt Disney World, 75, 76. So moving along, these aren't new. This one here was actually both Disneyland and Walt Disney World, but I understood that this one was actually worn in Walt Disney World. This is the 50th anniversary of Snow White. So this is 1987. Snow White came out in 1937, and cast members wore this name badge at both parks, presumably for the whole year. All of these we sort of have and have seen previously. So we've come down here to Dick. This is actually the Wide World of Sports Resort there on the Walt Disney World Resort facility. Next up, I mentioned it only moments ago. Here is Tokyo Disneyland. These seem to be very hard to come by, but the 15th anniversary name badge. So this is 1998. Tokyo Disney opened in 1983, of course. Then we bounce down. This is Disneyland Paris. I believe that'd be Scylla. Obviously, this is the year 2000. Then we have Yassine. This is the 50th anniversary of Disneyland. So this is a 2003. But I want you to note, again, Disneyland Paris. You can see California, Tokyo, Florida, Hong Kong. Now, when we go up to the 50th anniversary of Disneyland for Walt Disney World, you see California, Tokyo, Paris, and Hong Kong, not Florida. And then, of course, for Disneyland, it was the gold badge that you can see right there. So, where was I? Yassine, so we come back. Next up is Claude. Now, Claude. This would be the 15th anniversary, so this is like 2007. I honestly don't know what that says in French. I apologize. I probably should look it up. Next we have Linus. This is 2009, 2010. Up next is Alessandra. This is 2011. And we've got, I believe it's Aranzazu. That's a pretty cool name. That's 2012. And then you can see here we have Sega, which would be 2014. And we're gonna bounce down. Disney Cruise Line, once again, you can see it's the year 2000. The hidden Mickey are the zeros for the year, or yeah, the year 2000. But that is Dave. I've got this one. It's not really a name badge per se, but obviously a golf classic, something that Walt Disney World sponsored in 1991. I think it's sort of interesting, especially since Oldsmobile no longer exists. But anyway, this is actually a badge that's worn by Disney Anna for the Antiques and Collectible show that was held at Walt Disney World in 1996. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was in September, like September 3rd, September 4th, something like that. The only things I sort of want, these aren't technically name badges, obviously, but kind of unique. There's Tokyo Disneyland is celebrating a Christmas, a button, 1991. And the only others that I've been able to get my hand on is grand opening for Shanghai Disney. I'm celebrating button. You can see Shanghai Disney. And then the 10-year anniversary for Disneyland Hong Kong. Other than that, no success at all in actually getting a cast member name badge. But some new additions for the West Coast here. I've actually got, this is an Imagineer badge. Disney's Magical Kingdom, Blue Sky 1998. This is a badge, you can see there's no name was etched in it. It actually represents the Imagineers that were assigned the task of coming up with a game plan for Hong Kong Disneyland. And you can kind of see that's sort of a mashup in the purple there, a silhouette of, I believe it's a small world. You can kind of see the Eiffel Tower, the Tower of Pisa, and I think that's some Greek columns, etc. But essentially these are the guys that had to figure out what they were going to do for Disneyland Hong Kong in 1998. I believe it actually opened in 2005, so they would have broke ground right at the turn of the century. My next new one is actually really awesome. Hopefully I'll be able to capture this. This Diana, this is a Galaxy's Edge badge that probably handed out in 2015, 2016 when they decided to do Star Wars Land. If you zoom in and see if it'll focus here, you can kind of see that hidden Mickey. It's really hard. There you go. You can probably see it now. And it has tremendous depth to it. There's sort of layers. Hopefully that captures it. It's not flat at all. If you look to the left there with the white ring, you can kind of see it, how it's capturing some depth. I believe that is a very, very rare engineering badge. Again, it would have been handed out 2015, 2016. Something I failed to mention, but why I've got you here and you're a captive audience, you see there on the holly, a couple more hidden Mickeys. The berries are the hidden Mickeys, but we've seen that badge before. But our another new addition here is Seymour. Now Seymour, this is the late 60s, early 70s for Disneyland, and that's actually gold inlay. If it would have been silver inlay and a little slightly different background color, it would have been early to mid 60s. But this is a late 60s, early 70s. I believe a very, very rare badge. Next up, we've kind of seen all of these, but I managed to land Dan here, which is from, well, probably the mid 90s. Again, as I pointed out, you can see it still says Disneyland. So this is pre-Disney California Adventure. And Dan obviously managed to survive 5 years because he earned his 5-year pin and attached it to his name tag. We kind of move along here. Barry and Jim. Now these are part of Walt Disney Studios. So Barry, this would be from the, probably the mid 90s or so. This Jim badge I think is quite special. This would have been 2003 for a special event. You can see Mickey, probably a Christmas party or some sort of Christmas event. You can see he's got a scarf and a hat, etc., etc. And then my last new addition would be Vicky for the Walt Disney Store, or just the Disney Store. And this would have been, circa 95, I believe. Well, actually, I do have one more. Another Disneyana pin from 1995. This one was actually held at Disneyland, or in Anaheim. And this would have been, February 15th through the 19th in 1995. And then one last thing I want to point out, again, on the Carrollwood Pacific Historical Society. This badge, the Carrollwood Pacific, is actually the name of Walt Disney's railroad that he had on his property on Carrollwood Street. I failed to mention that in the last video. But anyway, there you sort of have it. I think I caught them all. We'll kind of go back to sort of give you an idea how large the collection has actually sort of become. And as I said previously, I've got a few more hopefully coming. Okay, so there you have it. A few more additions to my name tag collection. I hope you enjoyed it. As I noted earlier, I've got my fingers, I've almost got them in my grip. A few more, and when they arrive, I will certainly let you know. I hope you enjoyed looking at my collection. I certainly have enjoyed collecting them, and I'm actually quite proud of them. Another tremendous resource if you want more information on Disney name tags. It's actually called the Disney Name Tag Museum. I believe the website is www.nametagmuseum.com. This person has amassed an incredible collection, full of information, and certainly worthy of a few moments of your time. And rest assured, once California's locked down, once that grip loosens a little bit, we'll get back outside other than work and try to capture some more exciting things. And as I noted in part 6 of Ryan Visits Walt Disney World, keep in mind that name, Ebenezer Howard. And we're going to talk a little bit about Celebration Florida as well as do some more typewriters, so on and so forth. And remember, my resolutions in 2021 were to try to be happy, positive, and I actually added another one. I'm going to work harder on not being a human paraquat all the time. For those of you who don't know what a paraquat is, one, Google it, but essentially a paraquat is a chemical used to kill weeds, and I think mostly pot or marijuana. So I suppose the slang human paraquat is essentially being a buzzkill. So don't be a buzzkill, human paraquat. In this world, you can be anything you want to be. Be kind, be humble, be forgiving. Don't be a human paraquat, and be melting snow. Take care.